Hi there. I am going to welcome you to Penny Heart to Heart. I do these Penny Heart to Heart talks every week about my writing. And today I would like to just chat with you for a few minutes about a very important topic. And it's the topic of my latest writing called It Won't Happen to Me. How many of you go through life saying that? You see things or you hear about things and you think in your head and in your heart, that won't happen to me. And so you kind of just push it to the back. You don't pay too much attention to it. Yes, that was me. That was me. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what happened last week or in the last few weeks to me and how I learned a lesson from this. I went to the dermatologist. And it really was, as I said in my writing, more of a vanity thing than a health issue because I had a mole that I thought was ugly and I wanted it removed. So I made an appointment with the dermatologist. It had probably been almost 2 years since I had been to a dermatologist. So I made the appointment and I went in and said, I've got this mole I would like to have removed. And I had a couple other moles that I had made note of that I wanted her to look at. So she did the skin screen, which is when they look at your entire body and your face and your chest and your back and to see if there's any suspicious freckles or moles or any changes in your skin. And so I pointed out the ones that I thought were kind of funny, and especially the one that I just wanted her to take off, which was the whole reason I was there. So she looked at all of them that I had marked and said, yes, we can take that one off if you want that one off. But she kept coming back to one on my leg about 3 times. And she said, you know, I would really like to take this one off and send it in. It really wasn't even one I was worried about. It was kind of on the back of my thigh and I couldn't see it well. So she did that torch thing and burned some of the moles off, froze them off like they do. And then she numbed my leg and took that mole off that she was concerned about and sent it in for a biopsy. And she said to me, you know, it's probably nothing. We're just going to make sure. So I never thought anything about it. She gave me a brochure about skin cancer and I took it and I paid my bill and I went on my way. I had some shopping to do that day. And when I got home, I cleaned out my car and I took that brochure and put it right in the recycle bin. Because I thought, this won't happen to me. It can't happen to me. And I really wasn't too worried about it. And I thought, I don't really need to spend time reading this brochure. So I went on my way and it was about a week and I got a phone call from the nurse. And she said, we have a little surprise. It was a surprise for us, and it was definitely a surprise for me. She said the biopsy came back positive for melanoma. Melanoma is skin cancer. So I started thinking, where is that brochure? And, you know, it was gone by now. So she made an appointment for me to come back and have a bigger section of skin taken off for a larger biopsy, or a bigger section to do another biopsy on that area. And she said, we probably can get it all off and it'll be fine. So I made the appointment. I went back in for the second time and the doctor sat next to me on the examining table and she said, you know, melanoma is a big deal. And she said, we think this one is contained. We're going to take a bigger area so that we just make sure that we get all of the melanoma cancer cells. And we'll send it in again just to make sure. But she said, you want to be very cognizant about coming in for your checks and making sure that you don't have more, or in the coming years, more don't appear. So I started to realize all this time I kept telling myself it won't happen to me, it can't happen to me, and then I realized it can happen to me, and it did happen to me. So this is kind of my public service announcement to all of you out there to take this seriously. I searched her office and found another copy of the skin cancer brochure and brought it home, and I did read it this time. And I realized after reading it that melanoma is the most deadly kind of skin cancer. It was divided into 3 kinds, and melanoma is the most deadly kind, which got my attention a little bit. And so what I would like to share with you is how important it is to take care of ourselves, and how important it is for sometimes to think, okay, we don't want it to happen to us, but things happen. And so we need to be our best health advocate. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to make appointments so that we can have things like moles checked and go to the dermatologist and other health checkups that we need to do on a yearly or bi-yearly basis. So like I said, this is my public service announcement to you to take care of yourself, to go in and be checked. I have not heard from the second biopsy yet, but I am fully confident that it will come back just as she said, clear, and we will just be very cognizant about going in and checking my skin once a year, or more if I see something that I think is a little funny. So anyway, that was my story. It was a shock for me. It was a surprise for me. It was an eye-opening experience for me to realize that things do and can happen, and we are not invincible. And so it is to our best interest to take care of ourselves. So I wish for you a great day. I hope that some of you will be spurred to call the dermatologist today and make an appointment for a skin check, and come away with a great report and become cognizant and make it a habit to do so and take care of yourself. Because we're worth it. We are worth loving ourselves enough to take care of us. And I want you around for a long time. So I thank you for watching. Have a grand week. I'm Penny Hunt, and this has been Penny Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.